And away we go. Black Cat, don't die on the next turn, please.
Yeah, I'll try my best. We'll see.
That's what happened last time.
I didn't bring my catapults in. Wasn't good.
It was interesting, to say the least. Need to figure out where the hell everything is now.
Yeah, trying to get reacclimatized to it. It's been a little while.
Yeah, these first turns take a while.
All I know is I was kicking some frostling scum out of my lands.
Yeah, you're sending them my way.
They overextended. They're on the wrong side of the map.
Well, I can see through the reflecting pool there that your mummies are in the north.
Yeah, it's a neutral area between us.
Yeah, yeah, it's more in between. I'm not saying that, but I just saw frosting flags there before, and now there's black flags there. So
I'm raising the flags. Putting my claim on these here lands. You know, as an evil emperor does.
Indeed.
Who still has a restart? I'm asking that who still has like game restarts against AI. I think I had one and like he used his. I think he like
Most
do.
people.
Get you. What is the problem?
I'm just asking that who still has unreplenished game restarts.
I can't remember if I did or not.
No, we called it when your catapults died. Or your
Oh
leader
yeah,
died.
okay, yeah. So I definitely used mine.
Technically, I guess you used it, yeah.
No, we'll definitely consider that a restart. So, yeah. So if I die to AI again, then I'm done.
You are donezo. So, better bring those catapults.
Did I know that I explored dungeons and crypts before, but I forgot that what is inside.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Rut-row.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just the way it goes. Well, I hope everyone knows that you can press the N to find your armies.
Yeah.
N key. Unless you've set them to guard, in which case they won't show up. Not sure if there's an actual hotkey for that or not. I had a list of hotkeys once. I found it online. I think G might be for guarding. Oh, G's previous party and his next party, I think. Or something. I don't know. Oh, G's guard. Never mind. I have fat fingers.
Huh.
I was pressing guard and it goes to the next party stack after you press guard. So I thought it was swapping parties. It's a bit weird that it automatically changes. Well, my turn is done. So it's been a little bit over 7.5 minutes now.
Yeah, I think the first turn will just take a bit longer because people got to find everything again, right? But
Oh yeah, sure, makes sense.
once we get back to it, though, it should be good.
And it's a large map after all.
And we got to remember that the Guardian things don't have flying. I mean, wall crushing or whatever.
They have pass wall if you can get a silver medal on them.
Oh, really?
But they are pretty difficult to keep alive.
Eli, you didn't move one of your two of your armies where the windmill was captured by your disbanded battering ram. Eli?
I think he's on
Fine.
mute.
I know exactly where that is now that you're describing it.
Yeah, he's like, he doesn't move that, and the time is going
Enemy
on.
intel.
So
you,
you might want to
Yeah.
do something about it.
Because he took my windmill with that ram.
Eli,
What was that sound?
I know what army is there because I passed them the last time. It's a bunch of penguins and a frost witch. He ran away from me. He didn't want to take the battle. It was one of our last moves. Just watching Iggy attempt to invade my ally. Go forth, Dark Elves. Attack! Right, what happened to the succubus? Did she die? Aw. Sad. Someone's angry.
Damn your war party.
Is Eli warping again?
Yeah, he burned down one of my cities and then warped away.
Oh, that's what I heard. Thought it was a
Yeah.
storm. Mm.
He warped
gonna be one
again.
It's gonna be one of those games until he accidentally warps next to your largest stack, you know?
Yeah, where'd he go? Can't see him.
So many
guess
times.
it's I guess it's good he didn't warp into like my main base or anything.
You know, with him, he keeps warping until he suicides at one point. The warp gets him killed. It's happened before. No, sir. No. Where did
Oh,
this
there he is.
go?
Why can't I attack the Frostlink Spirit Guardian? I'm trying to attack him, but
He's up in the mountain, so you would need
yeah, okay, I got you.
Floating. Yeah. That's a floating unit.
yeah, you can attack him now. There you go.
It's strange, he managed to kill my dwarf somehow. Ah, because the dwarf has mountaineering.
Yeah, the dwarf went up there, but your halflings couldn't fight him. So it was just the dwarf and the spear guardian.
Makes sense.
I swear Eli just had some units here. Then they skedaddled
He's
off.
warping.
No, he had a party of tier 1s and he skedaddled off somewhere.
Eli, are you going to invade or what? You tried to invade last time.
Only Eli knows what Eli is doing. That's the best way I can describe it. Oh dear. A lot of people are raising stuff. Was that you, Black? I could see the city, I just don't see who
I
did
think it was a random city.
No, I see the one that got exploded. I thought it was you.
No, it was Eli.
Out
Out
of
of
sync.
sync? Who's out of sync?
It seems.
I'll save
Okay,
the
no-
game when I
No worries.
get the message.
Yeah.
I don't actually have the out of sync message on my screen.
I saved it just in case. So.
Yeah, it's saved. In the background, I hear a penguin dying.
Yeah, I heard that too. Oh man, it's starting to get cold here. It's -2 right now.
That's early, well, early afternoon actually, right?
Yeah, for me it's 2:27 p.m. So it should be like
Yes.
the hottest time of day, but it's still -0.
Yeah, I was gonna say it won't be warming up. Yeah. Just waiting on Eli. I think he's very AFK.
Guy's a winner. He's authentic. He's the only one who's actually created jobs. He literally wrote the book on negotiating. Trump's an outsider. Washington needs that. I think he can make this country great again.
He's here.
When people
Who's watching Trump ads?
I think he is.
Oh, okay.
I was sent that.
Yeah,
do some
he's a secret Trump fan.
Yeah.
We'll vote for him.
At least he doesn't start wars.
Dude. Well, actually, he attacked Iran with missiles and killed one of their generals.
Yeah, he killed their main general. Well, one of their main generals, yeah.
He actually started the war, but Iran didn't respond. Essentially.
I'm just thinking, like, all the other presidents, haven't they all started a war? Even Barack.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
he did drop a lot of bombs, though. Like, if you go by,
isn't
like,
America
bombs
like
dropped.
constantly in war?
He didn't start any new major wars, though. But,
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I know he did a bunch of other things that aren't considered that great. Like, he created jobs, but at what cost, right?
yeah, by deregulating everything, you know?
Yeah. It's like a two-sided blade. Ah, I see those little sneaky halflings. That's where they went. Frostlings.
Creating snow.
Nah, he wants to take my power node. Little bastard.
So war. This means war.
Yes, he is. Not Sparta.
It's a lot of Frost Queens.
You know, Eli's a very frosty kind of guy. They're tier 2 now, by the way, don't forget.
Yeah, no. If they were tier 3, I'd be in trouble, I think. Just like a whole stack of them, you know?
They always felt too weak to me to be tier 3.
Yeah, well, they were kind of like the last choice to make, right? But I mean,
Yeah,
they were a good support unit, but yeah, as long as they're kind of brought down a little bit, they should be a solid tier 2, especially if you're adding more unique options for the other races as well, right? So
Well, it creates what I like for the Frostlings. It creates this concealed warfare tactic.
yeah, no, it's pretty cool.
Like, not only is he concealed, but he can also cross all the rivers on the map. You know, it's the perfect sneaky Eli tactic. Dark Elves just have a bunch of ships. Well, somehow that does feel like something Moraf did. Like, install the ship and now the AI is just producing it. There's no cannons on the map though, because the Builders Guild doesn't update. You need to start a new game for that to change.
Iggy, you are still moving, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Moraf made a level.
Is the one tactical or automatic?
You assume I even see what you're attacking.
Yeah, the hellhound stack near the mine.
Oh, that one. Since you have almost all melee units, I would say tactical. You only have like 4 ranged.
I approve of strategic choice.
Did you seriously make peace with Iggy just to buy a dwarven city?
Nope,
Mm.
I bought it before.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I don't think so, no. Well, they already got into it, so.
Необычная консьержка. Необычная консьержка. Необычная консьержка. Повод к каблуками.
Oh, flames. Oh well.
Send in the hounds.
Something like that. Not gonna let my army go down without taking a few with me. I have 2 more stacks nearby anyway. So this entire stack will be mopped up soon.
Soon.
Because there's no reason to auto it. No, but I can take units with me.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be completely in favor, right? If you can do a lot more damage than the AI can, then it's okay to manual.
Yeah, that's the idea.
It's just like small battles of like 8 versus 2 or something where it's really not going to make a difference, you know?
This battle's large enough that I can take some units with me to the grave. Plus in auto combat, all the units hit each other. As if they are standing next to each other the entire match.
Yeah, exactly. There's no strategic placement or anything.
Yeah, there's no cover, there's no walking distance, nothing.
That skeleton warrior on fire would be pretty frightening to actually fight, you know? Just like a
Yeah.
zombie on fire, you know?
I'll give him permanent burning and add fire strike.
With the sword and fire strike, yeah.
Sure. Sounds like a plan. See, that's at least 3, I think 4 kills already. That I may not have gotten otherwise. think it's worth.
Yeah. Based on the damage you've done, it's worthwhile. I don't mind waiting a couple minutes. I just walked away from the keyboard for a little bit.
Yeah, I get a drink, get a cookie, take a shit.
Yeah, exactly. Can build my breaks into the gameplay.
That's why I don't like the turn timer so much, because you can't have these random breaks. I mean, not 15-minute breaks, obviously, but
Yeah.
the ones where
Well,
you
with
like
the 10
finish,
with the 10-minute timer, it's
it's
I can
alright.
just finish my turn quickly, and then I've got time, right? But I think we had 5 minutes before, and that would, especially now that we're nearing like this latter stage of the game, like it would cut it pretty close.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll send my murder stack over. Oh, Black Cat caught a slug
Yes.
or a leech. Crawl away. I think you can close the gap because of the 40 movement. You can outrange the venomous spit actually, that's the problem. You need 32 movement to be equal, and 36 to outrange it. That's an angry slug.
That's not good.
He is very angry.
Yeah, apparently.
It's fine. They are tanky units, because they're so slow. So it's not an unexpected outcome.
There we are.
Well, now I'll ask the same question. Tactical or automatic?
Automatic.
So you moved your units away. Actually, you moved them before I could, so that was not on purpose. The game queued up the movement. I was going to attack both of them. Actually, no, this should work. Hang on. I think this works, I might be wrong. Tactical or automatic?
Oh, you can engage that step 2. Automatic.
I think I
Oh,
can by attacking the mine, yeah.
Guess
Automatic?
automatic.
Yeah, it works. Because you're next to the mine, so you can use this to drag units into a battle.
Yeah. Just look further from it, away from it. So just raise the mine.
No. I want this mine.
Oh, there goes my mercenaries.
Don't raise my mine. How dare you? Dare you suggest such a thing? Iggy clicking so much? Guess we get free music. Makes sense. Oh, what the hell? The Dark Elves made a galleon.
Oh no.
Why? I do
Not
not
good.
know why. What the hell? I guess they're off to hunt some lizards. Not funny at all. You hear me laughing?
Is that strange sound coming from Blackfire? Like, do you hear it too?
Not coming from Black Cat, is it?
Yeah, it's like very strange, repetitive, quiet sound.
What? Nerf the AI. They have become too powerful. Someone went out of sync.
I couldn't save.
I already saved.
Yeah.
I always save.
It didn't give me the option to save. It just exited.
Yeah, me too.
That's because I exited. When the host leaves the game, it
Okay,
crashes.
yeah.
I saved, and when you click save, it automatically exits the game. The map just keeps getting larger and larger. Because Bing keeps uploading the intro video of the game. But you don't have to upload that since it's, oh my god, out of sync again. Who has shitty internet? Who's downloading porn? Eli's muted. Suspicious.
Yeah, it is suspicious.
He's playing with one hand and the other is engaged. Oh, I mean, I have to reload it again.
Not working? Okay.
Oh, it went out of sync again.
I didn't get the message that time.
Either it's a specific action someone's doing or someone's internet's misbehaving.
That's why he's making so many frost screens.
It's admiring their curves.
Indeed. Yeah.
Admiring pixels.
Hmm.
Hang on, the map's going to Russia. Takes some time to arrive. Alright. If it auto syncs again, then maybe it's a move someone is doing. Yeah, out of sync. So who moved?
I didn't do anything.
Me either.
Me neither.
Tried to
the
cast
only-
Bless, but I mean,
Well, the only other option would be for everyone to completely close their game. Maybe that fixes it. Or it's Eli. Eli says he moved.
Let's not move another upload for a while.
Okay.
you know what it probably is, or what it could be, because it's happened both times I tried to cast Bless. I researched that Bless before the update.
Yeah, but Bless wasn't changed. Should be okay.
Yeah, but that's the only thing I can think, because both times it went out of sync. I tried to cast it. And,
Eli says he has to move or Black Cat's gonna murder him.
I mean, Black Cat can't move either, so
yeah, nobody move.
Just make sure everyone closes their game once, reopens it, then join the lobby.
Keep your hands up.
Sometimes that helps. You know, we don't have this fancy internet option here, so. You're about to kill his leader?
I'm-
Or what?
Well, he's warping around and stuff. I'm just trying to chase him down.
I mean, that's fair. If he warps into a bad spot, it's fair to attack him. You're warping.
I see that since you dispelled him from the north, he's rerouting his stacks to the south where I am. So
Well, let's just do absolutely nothing and see if it still goes out of sync. Give the game a minute to rest, you know?
yeah, let it
See
catch
what
his
happens.
bearings, get his sea legs under it.
I mean, I can tell my connection to Eli and Iggy is slower than the others, but it's not bad. I'm just staring at the map. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah, me too.
me too.
Good so far.
Last time it went out of sync already, so it is an action someone's doing.
Okay, I
Everything.
will click on my army which contains a controversial unit. Did it went out of sync? No.
No.
I canceled the
it's fine.
bless just in case, and
Okay,
then
so
I'll
let's see. Okay, now
I
let
mean,
Eli move.
I've moved most of my stacks anyway. I don't have anything to move. Out of sync.
So it's
Oh,
by
What
Eli
are you
moving.
doing? Like, where are you moving, Eli? I think you're breaking the game.
Did it go out of sync again?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. He disbanded some Frost Queens and then he's moving around concealed units. Frost Queens
you-
always seem to have like a bug, you know?
Maybe you're disbanding them on wrong terrain or something. I don't know. probably the disband that's causing it.
Well, they were already disbanded.
Hmm.
But I mean, I don't know. That's the only
Don't know.
that's where the troops are moving, right? So
I think you need to just accept your death, Eli. Your warp shenanigans are over.
Let's freeze that situation with Black Cat and Eli for the rest of the turn. Then we can deal with it. We can be sure that nothing else is really causing it.
well, I think he's already done moving. We're just posturing stacks, but the movement points are out, I think.
And you can cast your bless and see if it's that. I really don't think it is.
Well, I didn't cast it, and it still went on sync, right? So
Yeah, I mean, you can cast it this time. I don't think it's a problem.
yeah.
Like, I moved nothing. I was just cycling through my units, which most of them have already moved.
Okay, Eli, move, and we will just wait.
Yeah, the bless work this time.
Yeah, so the bless is fine.
Everything's still good.
I don't know if he's done any movement or not.
Did not.
He requests one turn parlay. Nope, out of sync.
Yeah, nothing. Something now moved.
Out of sync
Yeah.
again?
It was when he moved towards the Frost Queen.
Move in a different hex? I don't know. Don't move. Just end the turn.
I mean, I can give him like, I won't attack him immediately. So whatever moves he needs to make, he can make them. Like at the beginning of next turn.
I have no idea why it's
Why are
bugging
those
out like
Frost
that.
Queens independent?
Shouldn't make a difference though. It's not the Frost Queen bugging it, it's Eli's movement.
Yeah, but he moved towards the Frost Queen when he backed.
I don't know. Don't know if that matters. Hey, well, at least we're getting better at joining lobbies.
It's a fire drill.
Used to take 5 minutes for people to get back into the lobby. Well, maybe you just can't recruit the Frost Queen.
Yeah, you must not touch Frost Queen on the tile.
Yeah. Don't touch her, Eli. She did not give you consent.
Literally.
Okay. Yeah, I just read Eli's message. I can give him a turn if that will stop the glitching.
Well, if he keeps trying to recruit the Frost Queen, then that's probably the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try to move my units.
I think Eli can just move anywhere but to the Frost Queen. I mean, I can't see Eli, but that's my assumption. I heard something move. Mounted unit. Biggest units. As stuff dies in the background.
Yeah, it must be those Frost Queens then.
Probably.
Because I gave him the parlay, and since then nothing's happened.
Oh my god, Eli. That's what you get for trying to pull a fast one on me. Auto combated 4 archers and 2 swordsmen against 2 silver medal hellhounds. The hellhounds won the fight. One of them died, one of them's gold medaled.
Yeah.
I told you metals are a lot powerful now. Don't underestimate them. Both of those hounds had 7 HP going into the fight. Yeah, they are not to be fucked with. But yeah, now that everything's working, I'm gonna do a manual save quickly.
Yeah, I was just about to mention. Probably make a save. Now that everything's working.
As we move to eliminate the Frostling threat.
Oh.
See, you
Amorous
did-
joined the forces of Amygdara. He was liberated.
I asked, did you make peace with the halflings to buy a dwarf city? No, no.
No, I
What's the
didn't.
next thing? What's the next thing I find? A dwarf city.
Yeah, but I bought it before.
Hmm. I don't know how much relations it gives.
Not much.
Oh well. We shall burn it down. We are the undead. We are legion. We do not.
Means
Oh.
scourge.
That too. That's, I think it's in Mass Effect. We are legion. Those robots. Forgot their name. It's this race of evil robots. Oh yeah, the character is named Legion. The more you know. That mean you still have the turn of parley, or did Eli successfully skedaddle? I'm not sure what happened.
I just inch slowly closer. He's like, "Don't do it." No, I'll give him a turn because yeah. But I mean, that turn goes both ways. You can't just like collect all your forces and attack me.
I mean, to be fair, why are you even disbanding your Frost Queen to begin with?
I mean, you better collect them though, because they're starting to like just run all over the place and grab stuff.
It's a bit odd to me. You disband her and then you try to buy her back.
And now they're just causing havoc.
Oh,
See a... Oh, I was like, I don't even see a second unit.
well, this can't be like... You can't play this better in manual combat, right?
Well, it was a very short battle.
It's not gonna take any
Oh my
time.
god.
Yeah.
It was a very short
it
battle,
is.
so... I don't think we lost anything by watching that.
Did he sing again? Oh no.
No, someone has a combat prompt. When the mouse cursor is blinking, that means someone else is... Like the game is calculating something.
Yeah, kill that cavalry.
Remember, the game can only like have one unit move at a time. I think Age of Wonders 3 does the same, actually.
Oh man. Hey, you warped pretty far that time.
It's still warping around, huh?
You warped like really far.
Warp party, I choose you. Who's beating up on ladies? Amidara. Brutally beating them to death. She's beating up penguins. Oh, I mean,
When will it end?
if your sound is so loud that I can hear it.
I can hear you, yeah?
Of course, I can hear all the fighting happening.
Hmm. Does it bother you?
Not really, it's just extra intelligence.
Intel.
It's for my
Oh.
for my record, you know. I want it to be complex.
It's intel inside, you know. Dark elves are moving on that farm. Oh no. Kill the halflings, dark elves. You can do it, I believe.
Halflings what?
What? I believe the dark elves can take you down. I trust.
Well, they can, but but they will not.
Why did Morap abandon me?
Oh, girls.
This sounds
Poor
conceal
Tundra.
area. That's the first time anyone's ever used conceal area. I just saw Eli cast it. It actually shows me where Eli cast it.
Yeah, it didn't really work that effectively.
It still conceals the vision. It's just, you know.
I didn't know where he was until he cast conceal area.
Oh, if his leader is there, that's true. Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
click on it and see where it was. Conceal 100.
I mean, if his leader is the one casting it, then yeah. Chase him down, Black Cat. Take his head.
He's warped back to the north now, though, so I
Oh
don't
my
know.
god. You're gonna do nothing but warp. Such an Eli move. Don't worry, he'll warp next to your leader soon. It always happens. Or I've made another level.
Leveling up pretty quickly. Should watch out.
I'm autoing this because it has poison immunity. So you can't actually shoot my unit.
Damn. Dark elves are massing up.
I just heard all the teleporters go off. Dark Elves be like, nope.
Holy crap, yeah, there's a lot of dark elves.
They prefer to be called edgy elves.
Oh yeah?
Edgiest of elves. Here's stuff being raised. Oh, hello there, Eli. The conceal area thing doesn't actually follow the leader, not like the level up message does. So it's not completely cheating. Nice frost beam on the car. This is probably Eli's army. I recognize the game sounds. have this feeling you're just playing ring around the rosy with Eli. Well, my turn is done, but I'm gonna take the time to make some tea. Age of Wonders 2 did not have weaknesses, did it?
What do you mean?
Like a unit can be weak to frost, so they take extra damage from it.
Oh,
I don't think so in 2, right? Not until 3.
I can't recall.
I'm just thinking there's so many systems, like spells, abilities, basic systems I would take. Take some from 3, take some from 2 maybe, take some from Planetfall, and I would all like integrate them into this game, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
But in a proper way, of course. Like I would never ever add the domains or sectors system to this game. But I would try to add the other stuff. Like if a unit has Cold Strike, it should do half physical, half cold damage.
That would be nice. Yeah, I don't really like how it kind of bypasses completely, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure how they did it in Age of Wonders 3. I guess they just assigned values, like 3 cold, 8 physical. I would just say the more you stack, the more it gets split. So the more damage types, you know, it just keeps splitting it in half. That way the protections would matter a lot more. And you could add a weakness. I mean, you could add the moving and shooting thing, but the problem is that the abilities are not tuned for it in any way. If a ballista could, you know, move and then shoot, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, kind of like how I liked how AoW 2 implemented that, where if you move, you get like less
Well, it's
range
the
or less
action,
efficiency, you know?
it's the action point system.
Yeah, yeah.
But what they did in 3 at least, I don't know if 2 had that, is, for example, a unit with a crossbow, it only shoots once. It does like 15 damage, right? It only shoots once. If you move 1 hex, 10 hexes, doesn't matter. Damage does not change. But other units shoot 3 times. If you move, they shoot less. But you can't do that here. You can't make that distinction.
Yeah, like they would get 1 less shot depending on how much they moved, right? Whereas here, you need your ranged units to be static for them to
Oh, but
operate.
if you're like playing with a crossbowman, he would then move and shoot, and he'd do more damage than an archer. But when an archer is standing still, right, then the archer out damages the crossbow.
Yeah.
That's the idea. But if that was implemented, we'd have to probably nerf a lot of units with ranged attacks.
Oh yeah, that would make you'd have to rehaul the whole system for ranged, right?
Yeah.
Be a major difference.
They're getting angry at you, Iggy. Piss them off. It's a nice thematic thunderstorm too.
Bolt of storms.
Yeah, Iggy done pissed them off. The AI's just moving everything south now. Just, all right, everyone, listen up. Let's start marching south.
Woke in their anger.
Crazy. Never really seen the AI behave like that. Because I usually don't have vision on them.
I wonder what he says if I build a wall.
Aw, don't build a wall. We don't take kindly to wall builders around here.
Damn Mongols.
Gonna build walls and drop boiling oil on their heads.
I think. Oh, I think it's from South Park.
Yeah, it is.
Oh
There
yeah,
was
yeah,
this-
yeah. That's a funny
this Chinese
episode.
guy was constantly building the wall, and Mongols was coming and destroying it.
Yeah, that's a good episode.
Now I think it's about time I assist my Dark Elf allies.
Nah.
Against me.
Well, there's
You
some Frostling stuff that they can't recapture, so I'm gonna take it from Eli. I won't attack you unless you threaten to kill the leader. Then I might. Maybe.
Your leader?
No, the Dark Elf one.
Uh-huh.
Aww.
Well, at this point, it is unlikely.
It's like, aww.
Oh. I don't like killing. Make love.
Playing the wrong game.
Can't we make a deal with him?
I don't think you can make peace with Dark Elves with the half. You can try, but it's gonna be unlikely.
Why would I though?
I don't know. I've seen them offer peace. Like, I've played as high men and I've had undead offer me peace.
Yeah, it's it really depends, you know.
Seems to
Even
be
undead
based.
even undead are tired of fighting sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, the AI seems to base it on the current power of the player.
Yeah, if you're more powerful, the more likely to offer you something, right?
Yeah, that's how it seems to work.
Mhm.
I don't think the bribes work at all. If you like offer the AI 2,000 gold or something, they're like, nah, I'm good.
I think it has to be very substantial for it to make a difference in their minds.
Wouldn't surprise me if it's still based on the vanilla gold values too.
Yeah, no, that's a
She's
good
not
point.
making it any easier. Surprisingly, I'm not seeing many Hyman up north.
Yeah, well, I'm at war with both frostlings and lizards, right? So I kind of have to secure the south.
You're chasing them both down.
I'm not chasing them so much as just, well, I was chasing Eli, but the lizards are kind of just amassing a giant army on my border. So
Oh. I'm not sure if Amygdala realized that her entire stack is visible. Like all 3 stacks.
oh yeah,
including
they
the
are.
res- including the rescued unit.
Like it's
I've been
next to a fucking
keeping an eye on them.
reflecting pool, so it kind
Oh,
of
yeah,
scares me
I mean-
away. But what can I do about
It's-
it, right?
It's your
Oh
choice to
damn, she
garrison
found the
your
chicken
units.
shield. Chicken shield is awesome.
Seems thematically appropriate.
One of the stronger items for sure.
It's definitely something.
I see some undead. Got pretty close.
There's no undead here.
Undead ram.
Actually, huh? What would you possibly be seeing? I'm not close to you. Oh, maybe you see something through Black Cat's vision.
You got, yeah, well, there's a, oh wait, that's Eli's reflecting pool. Yeah, you took the tower with your ram. Yeah,
I rammed right through it.
you did indeed.
I inserted my bone ram. Oh dear.
It's ramming time.
Just trying to keep the brave citizens of the world safe with some towers.
That was odd though. I've noticed too with towers, when the battle starts, they're either wooden or stone, eh? I'm not sure what causes that either.
I don't know if it's random. Seems to be.
Might just be randomized, yeah, but you'd think they'd be all stone, but I've definitely seen wooden towers.
Yeah, they're supposed to be stone. I don't know if I can fix that. The map doesn't have walls. The map just has... Well, it has walls, but it doesn't have a type.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how the game is deciding what to spawn on a tower. Like, imagine they were watchtowers and you could upgrade them into a tower fort. Sure, but... You know, we can't.
Yeah, that'd be a more niche option though, you know. Maybe if like you upgraded them and then you can make like men at arms or something. It's like a random
And they start
swordsman,
shooting
but
with archers from the tower.
yeah.
You mount a big ballista in the tower.
Oh, it's like Age of Wonders 2 and 3 and stuff. You can upgrade your wizard tower and then start shooting like random bolts, right?
Yeah, tower guard.
Yeah, tower guard.
Yeah, but if you did that here and it like attacked a random unit every turn, that would be too powerful.
Yeah, no, I agree, but
It would have to deal like maximum of 5 damage, probably less. Age of Wonders 3 has a lot of those mechanics where it's like, oh, a thunderstorm now strikes 3 of your units every turn. It's a bit lame.
a bit much.
It's because they put them on all the NPC structures. So every time you attack something, there's like a big fat list of curses and whatever garbage. It just becomes tedious after a while. You don't want to auto-combat it because the AI might have underestimated the difficulty of the fight. So it makes things more difficult.
Now that the teleporter sound worries me because I don't know whether it's actually a teleporter or like Eli like warping around, getting behind my lines or something. You know?
It's the same sound, yeah.
Yeah. It's concerning.
You know, I'll say what I always say. God damn Eli. He's always messing around with our minds.
Here they come. Damn lizards.
Blinking across the water. As lizards do. Yeah, you better run. Yeah. And remember, Black Cat don't cast Sacred Wrath.
I thought it was working.
I don't know. Is it?
I need Sacred Wrath.
I guess we'll find out.
We'll just save before leader battle. We'll see what happens.
I don't trust in Sacred Wrath. We need Need Leonard to fix it. Yeah, no, it's the ultimate Hyman spell because your units are protected. I think.
Exactly, right? That's like, yeah.
I don't know if your basic units have holy protection.
I believe they do. Yeah, they do.
Some of them are immune. I don't think the Titan is. The Valkyrie's
No,
immune, and
he's got protection, but not immunity.
I think the Valkyrie and the Avenger are immune,
I believe so too, yeah.
as well as the Astra. Or the Saint, probably immune. Hyman Archer, Hyman Paladin, Hyman Saint, Hyman Swordsman, Hyman Titan. Yeah. The others are immune.
Does Town Gate give you a choice where you want to?
Yeah, it does.
Ah.
You can click on any city that you own.
Cool.
It's a very useful spell. It's just difficult to research because you have to abandon your other spells to get it. But if you're late game and you need to like go back to your city to defend, yeah, sure. Probably something I should pick up very soon. I swear the AI is just putting all of its gold into building ships and then realizing they can't transport.
Yeah, they're in for a pleasant surprise. Well, they own the river, so there's that.
True. But like
I'm
their
not
leader,
fighting the river anytime soon.
their leader is standing on the shipyard as if he's waiting to be transported.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Something feels a bit off. They might not understand the logic.
No.
I mean, I would think they build transport ships as well, but suppose not. How did the Dark Elves even offer him peace? It's quite fascinating. Technically, he's breaking a rule, but whatever.
See nothing wrong here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See nothing wrong as one eye looks to the left and the other to the right.
So you deleted a catapult from halflings, right?
Yeah, from 7 races now in total.
Why though?
Because it was never being used by players. And it will... No, it's the cannon is now in the Builders Guild. It's going to take more time, but the idea, because we're looking at a battle now anyway, so... The idea is that we will have a Builders Guild, which can support 4 units, right? And we will have a Masters Guild, which will be a structure that's difficult to capture. So, Builders Guild will have the drill, the builder, obviously. the catapult and ballista. And then the Masters Guild will have the freezer, the flamethrower, the cannon, and the balloon.
Mhm.
It's a bit shitty now because we're in the middle of transitioning, but I didn't want to wait, you know, until I have everything ready.
It's strange that an level 2 city doesn't have a catapult, and level 3 city does have catapult. I mean, of
Level
course.
3.
Yeah, so I have two happening cities. One is level 2 and one is level 3.
Sure.
And the one that's level 3 has catapult, so I can hire catapult there.
Oh, that's because this game was saved. Yeah.
Okay.
So when I change a recruitment list for a city or a builders guild or something, the game doesn't update that properly.
So
So it's
so
if your
it was
city
the
with
latest update, right? It was with the latest update that you deleted catapult, right?
like 2 updates ago, but I made a mistake. I didn't actually delete it from the halflings. Now I fixed that.
Yeah.
Now you have a satyr in the other city. Which, if I'm honest, I still don't like the satyr. I think it's a very shitty unit. But I did buff him a bit.
Yeah, level 2 Seducer. Strange.
Yeah, he's got charm, he's got concealment, he's got mountaineering. The only other option I have for him, if he's just too shitty to use, then I will give him physical protection.
Yeah, that would be nice.
And the idea will just be, oh, it's a satyr. It's a magical creature like a nymph. The satyrs and nymphs actually live together. And the nymph also has physical protection, so... Oh yeah, I think I'll just write that down for the next patch, because nobody likes the satyr. I hate him too. Might need to lower his...
How powerful is this pistol fire from Halfling Sheriff is?
6 attack, 4 damage. It also does physical and fire.
Nice.
So does a little bit less damage than other attacks, but it can make you burn. And it also can bypass physical protection or immunity. It's weird. I was looking at Age of Wonders 3, and they have fire musket and they also have fire pistol there, but they only deal physical damage. And then you have units like a halfling jester, which is just a halfling with a fucking bazooka on his shoulder, and he deals fire damage.
Well,
What kind of unit is that? That's ridiculous.
actually, he fires fireworks, not bazooka.
Well, it looks like a bazooka.
It's fireworks bazooka.
Yeah. I'll post a picture in the chat for you, Black Cat.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
The
It's
halflings
still
are really like a meme race if in Age of Wonders
Yeah.
3.
They've just given up. No.
Well, even in like in Age of Wonders 2, I saw they added like a peasant, halfling peasant. Like,
Yeah, they got a guy with like a pitchfork or something.
yeah. So Age of Wonders 3 has a guy with a pitchfork called a farmer, and he has an ability called Throw Chicken,
It's very powerful, though.
where he literally
it's-
throws a chicken at you.
It's
Very
ridiculous.
I'm
It's
not
basically
mistaken.
like catapult.
I know,
Yeah.
but it's so stupid.
No, just a meme race, not serious.
And all the halflings have physical weakness, 20%.
Seriously?
They take
Wow,
more
that's
physical
rough.
damage. But they also have lucky. So to continue the meme, all halfling units have an ability called lucky, which means they can dodge all damage. And it's got a percentage based on your morale. From 10 up to
Yeah,
25%.
halflings with high morale are quite powerful in Age of Wonders 3.
I tried to play it so many times, but it never like quite worked.
Oh, someone said to me halfling necromancer is good because halfling, I think it's the reanimator, they get a morale boost for their
Yeah,
party.
I tried to play that, but I couldn't quite pull
Uh,
it off.
So
I
the
like this
halfling, yeah.
Halfling Crusader combination. Like Theocrat.
Haven't tried.
Something like that.
Ah, yeah. So they get the halfling reanimator gets memories of joy. All undead units gain 200 morale. It's like what the fuck.
It's dark.
This unit awakens something in undead that was thought long gone. Now they're happy.
Kind of cool, actually. Like I've toyed with the idea of like undead being like a good race or like a race of like whatever the land is, and they just like come back to life, but they still have like their
Well, I
memories,
mean,
you know.
in Age of Wonders 3, you could play a good aligned necromancer.
That golden
Yeah.
sword will be a problem.
I don't think
Well,
it'll be very compatible, but
the alignment is not about being good and evil, more like it's about being pacifist and warmonger. Because
oh,
if you declare war on some evil necromancer, it will be evil act. So it will be considered an evil act. If you are some holy paladin.
yeah, I mean the AI will declare war on you if they're not evil as well, right? And even if they're
Mhm.
evil, they might declare war on you.
So
I
evil,
think
and also races they haven't got any alignment by themselves. What happened?
no, they don't. But the races have what I kind of dislike is there's no point in using cities from other races because you just use your class units. And the problem is you're going to use the best combination of class units. So if I pick Frostlings because I want the Frostling Ice Queen with Sorcerer, for example, I'm not going to build a fucking Tigran whatever the hell, right? I'm going to migrate the city.
But when you research like your class units, it costs your research. Instead, you can just build your race units for free. So there is a price to pay for such mobility.
Yeah, but it does make the race units less attractive. What I like in this game is I currently have Dark Elf, Undead, and Orc cities because I want their special units. Right, in Age of Wonders 3, I don't really care about the special units because they're less distinctive than they used to be. They just don't feel unique to me anymore. I would prefer if there was no class system, if there was just magic and races. Then I'd probably play Age of Wonders 3.
It's like it's not. It doesn't have to be better necessarily, but it's something else, and that's like variety, and that's a good thing.
Well, they removed it in Planetfall, so I think that also says something. Because the secret tech in Planetfall is not. Yeah, but the secret tech is magic. It's not classes.
But also you have your racial tech, and then you can research any racial tech of a city you have.
Yeah, I know.
It's basically
I don't know.
race became class, while you can have any thing.
I would have just taken this game and then, you know, added all the other stuff that Age of Wonders 3 added, but not the classes. I don't like them. It's also shitty because if you want to research a class unit, you can't research anything else. So it just makes you like unable to research half of your stuff. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
It's like try thinking that you would first experience Age of Wonders 3 and then Age of Wonders 1. Will your preference be the same, or would you cling to what was first?
Well, actually,
Oh.
I experienced Age of Wonders 3 first, and I still love Age of Wonders 1 more.
I experienced Age of Wonders 2 first. I like
Oh,
it.
3.
I like it more than Age of Wonders 1 and 3, but not more than Planetfall.
Like I said, if we could mod the game, if I could add more unit abilities, that would just adding new unit abilities would already be very helpful.
Any progress? Will you obtain the source code?
No, there's no reply yet. I'm not gonna spam him with messages.
Of course.
Might take a week before he answers. You know. But just being able to add like a crossbow ability or I don't know, stuff like mounted and pikeman and machine, right? Unit tags. Can't do that. I'd love to be able to add an ability like Demolish where you can just blow up a machine or a wall. Give it to the Goblin Bomber. Make a Dwarf Engineer unit. Maybe some other units. I still think the combat in Age of Wonders 3 is just absolute shit. And don't forget it copies a lot from Age of Wonders 1. And from 2.
Does tranquility work for all or only for me?
Everyone. So, do you want to help your enemies buy cities?
Ah, that's true though. Allies.
Everyone. I mean, everyone. That's one very dead archer. Everyone just staring each other down.
Pretty much, yeah.
Careful where that Valkyrie goes. She might
Yeah,
find
I'm not-
herself in some trouble.
Not planning on going too far north.
It's not just me up here. The Dark Elves are skittering around.
More of,
Something makes me think
if more of
have
to
other-
come on the Dark Elves, it would be a nightmare for me.
if you what?
If Morov took
Ah.
command from Dark Elves,
I couldn't see that yet. They have some decent units, they're just too afraid to move out. And they keep building ships, I don't know why. All their gold's being put into ships. That's what it feels like.
they want to colonize.
I guess so. It's a water map. Quick, build ships.
Yeah. No. Why? Oh,
I hear you're a man of many words.
indeed.
Such conversation.
Very direct.
Picking Dark Elves.
Get him, Dark Elves. Attack! Slay the intruder.
On that land is behind this river.
Not a land you want to tread into. It's a very scary land. A lot of dead people here.
Out of sync. Fuck. I'm out of sync.
Yeah, I see. I
Yeah,
saved.
same here.
Well, they
I
do not
saved it.
start picking.
Well, I think some hero wanted to join me, but didn't really make a proposal. And I tried to talk with him. Well, this was the cause.
It might show up on your sidebar there.
It didn't show though.
Oh no.
Mm. It happened once with Eli, but then the AI was able to accept it.
Yeah, I already did it and it was fine last time. But probably this was not the case.
The only other option is to load with an AI in your place and see if the hero gets accepted. Then save and then load again.
Well, let's see if it be fine. Probably it will be fine.
Or you might have to wait one turn and then talk to the hero, I don't know. Heroes are all going to be replaced, but it's going to take time. I don't know what this bug is caused by anyway.
Might be like something between the modified values of hero skills, you know.
I don't know.
Yeah, it
Or
seems.
sync again.
Yeah, I tried to speak to the hero again and.
Mhm.
was-
Yeah, I can hear the sound when you do that. Yeah, I can try with an AI, but it might move some of your units.
Well, I won't try to join this hero. Okay, never mind.
You can see if it works on the following turn.
Maybe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It won't disappear, it will just start moving.
Yeah. It just starts running around.
I catch up to him.
Aggressor. CPU.
He's giving him any nature, it's his feet.
I could set up the Scorcher, then he'll start raising everything.
Oh, I don't have. Strange.
He's not doing very well for an aggressor. So he needs some help.
Build big ships.
Yeah. It's the wrong kind of aggression.
Aggressively ruling the rivers.
So
The
we'll
River
see.
King.
Not what I was hoping for. Careful on the water too with that Valkyrie. She'll get shot down by a ship.
Yetis. The Yetis come.
It's a lot of Yetis. Imagine his Yeti dies from that.
Oh, they
That
took some damage,
was-
but
Yeah, okay.
so did I.
And lost connection.
Connection
Lost
to Iggy
connection.
lost.
Hmm?
It says connection to Iggy lost. For me.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here.
Why?
Well, I can't save in battle. That doesn't work. So. It's the load from where we were. I can save before the fight, but then you have to announce it. If it's only Iggy, then maybe you can keep playing the fight and then save after the fight.
No, it
That's everyone.
didn't allow me to continue.
So it's not like Holy Wrath.
No.
Stop shaking the game, Eli. You shook it too hard.
Whenever there's like a full battlefield spell, it like fucks with the
Yeah,
connection.
maybe they should be removed from Evolves.
No, they're
No.
too good. I'm just
The only
gonna
thing
keep
we-
spamming them.
The only other thing we can try if this fails again is TCP instead of IPX.
Yeah,
think-
yeah,
I
it
don't
might
think
have
it will
something
be
to do with
better.
that.
It should actually be worse in TCP, but let's find out. You're gonna have to do some. Actually, now it can't even send the map to Iggy, so something on his end is busted. Yeah, it's stuck on sending map. Weird.
It crashed for me. I don't know if I like go like switch to window mode, those crashes appear.
Oh, you sh I mean, I only play in windowed mode. I don't play full screen.
Yeah. Like window mode,
I don't like.
full screen doesn't allow you to switch screens when you play it.
You can't alt tab. It's not allowed. The game breaks.
I do Alt Enter.
That should work, but don't do it in combat.
Yeah, probably I shouldn't.
Oh, I've had
So-
it happen to me too. Don't do it in combat. Breaks
No.
the game.
I wasn't in combat, but probably someone was in combat.
Alright, that was probably the issue.
Yeah, probably me. Sorry.
That's why I just play windowed. This game does not like when you change things.
No, yeah.
Barely allows you to switch audio.
Some of the moves that you did will be reset now. Like after everyone has moved, then I can save and then you can do the fight. think most people have. I'll just save again.
Was this saved before?
Yeah, after the lightning storm. Don't enter.
So why do you bring all your Yetis into this fight? To get hurt? You can just leave your army outside and trem shake it until everything dies.
Can't cast tremors that often.
But he has a lot of mana.
Kill his own leader.
Not before.
Oh damn.
Yeah, not before everyone else dies.
He has 3 health.
Then he can just retreat and finish the
Yeah,
fight.
I wouldn't risk it. We'll see. Oh, there go the Yetis.
Yeah, I was going to say you're not allowed to retreat and then do the battle again on a new turn. That's not allowed, Eli.
Why not?
Because that's cheating. It's like going into a fight with your leader, casting Sacred Wrath, and then going back out, and then going back in, and then casting Sacred Wrath, and then going back out. That's been banned in multiplayer.
Yeah, it's like micro. Yeah.
Exploit. Yeah,
Yes.
it's like I didn't know it's banned, but it makes
That-
it makes sense if it
Yeah.
will be banned.
That's
And
an
you can
exploit,
retreat your
so-
Yetis, use tremors, and then
So if you're
attack on the
gonna-
next turn, or see if it kills all my guys, right? So
No, but he's trying to retreat and then attack you again. That's not allowed.
yeah.
Because he just killed more than half your army.
Well, he can attack on the next turn, just not. I don't know.
If he wants to.
Does
Yeah,
the leader
I mean
get-
technically, it's,
Do the heroes get experience for units killed with this tremor?
Not
good question.
really.
I don't know.
Yes, they do, but not that much experience.
Yeah, one per kill, right?
Yes.
Which might be a decent boost.
Yeah, see. But this, what he did just now, that's not allowed, Eli.
When can he attack again?
Never. He murdered half the stack. That's not allowed. We reload to before the fight, if that's how he's going to play it. Either you attack and you follow through, or you don't attack at all, with spells like Tremors and Sacred Wrath.
Means surrender like game.
I think those are the only 2 spells that can do that.
Apparently, he's dead now.
Now he clicks surrender.
Oh, why
Look
is
at
that?
shit. Wow.
He said in the chat he surrenders if that's not allowed. I think he's afraid you're gonna finish him off.
Mhm.
Well, that's fair. I don't know why.
Oh, he technically he wasn't even going to play today,
Mm.
so that's fine. Now Black Cat can focus on murdering some lizards.
Yeah, or lizards murdering me. They're all sneaking in.
Or that.
Yeah.
Didn't even send me gold to spite you.
Damn. Those dark elves, they are going after me.
You poke the hornet's nest. Coming out now.
I mean, he took their lightning altar and lightning stormed them. What do you expect? I don't think it makes them very happy.
No.
Is this the leader? No, it doesn't seem so.
Technically, that thing he did, like, he can only kill very, like, weak armies with it, so I don't know how dangerous it is. Is there a reason to ban it
Ninjas.
really? Like, it looks strong now, but the defense was shit. So,
No idea what you're talking about.
he can, like, yeah, he can use Tremor, Retreat, and all these global spells. But it kills like small units, but deals damage to his hero too, so he won't like do much damage to bigger units like this.
No, but it's not. It's the same with Sacred Wrath. It doesn't deal a lot of damage either. It's maximum 5, I think. Tremors is.
Yeah, so like, why is it banned? It's not that bad.
It's banned because you can also do this, then exit the fight, then heal your leader, then engage the fight and do it again. You can keep repeating that until you've taken the city.
Yeah, it's exploit.
Yes.
As much as I hate adding rules, it seems potentially very toxic.
It is. It's basically a way of not having to engage in a fight with wall breachers. If you give your hero liquid form, he only takes half damage. And he had like what, 6 Yetis?
Yeah, a good amount of Yetis. 6
Yeah.
Yetis and then his 2 heroes.
Like he could have just stormed the gates. I don't know.
Yeah, or cast 1 tremor and then storm in, yeah.
Yeah. You can even combine tremors with high prayer. So then you heal all your units back to pretty much full health.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Nice combo.
There's nothing wrong with those strategies, but yeah, you gotta follow through. I mean, the city was lost. I don't know. Like, I have no vision in that area.
Yeah, I mean, you probably, if he had cast those tremor or 2 and then stormed me, it's probably done.
Oh yeah, for sure. Even without tremors.
I was just
Look
camping a bunch of archers on that castle, but I mean, I don't have like strong forces nearby, so it's
even
not like I
without
was going to sweep in.
tremors, or yeah, without the tremors, I think you would have killed one Yeti at best.
Maybe two. I had a good amount of archers, but
And he can even retreat the Yeti if it's on low HP, so that your archer can't chase it down. Like that's also scummy, but it's not. It's allowed.
Oh, we have
You're
new
allowed to
meta.
What are you talking about?
Eli said that he will play Zeke.
Oh, good for him. He's getting all angry because I called him out in voice chat, even though you and Black Cat also disagreed. He's just getting angry at me because I called him out on it.
I captured shipyard from the AI and forgot to cancel the galley production. Deal with all those fleet of the AI. Probably lose my ship anyway. Hmm.
But I can also say that if you didn't make useless rules, then you could sell like good rules. Like this shit with Alliance and other stuff that Eli hates. This was like last drop. And I think you are making too many rules. Then losing
Dark Elf.
losing moral
Or
of your
snorting
players.
coke or something. I haven't made any rules except this, and the ones that are posted.
Well, mate, you are enforcing them. It doesn't matter.
yeah, that one's been posted for a while
Yeah,
too.
like
That
legitimately.
just doesn't come up that often, right?
If it was only
It's
this one, then Eli would well maybe like listen to it.
No. That's bullshit. What other rule?
What about the
What are you
Alliance
talking?
one?
What about it? I changed the rules. We're playing with alliances.
Yeah, you did. True.
We played an alliance yesterday. Like he finds some thing that he thinks is funny, because it's, I mean, exploits are always funny, but not for the person being exploited.
Damn, demons are already here. Freaking demons.
You're pushing up a bit too high. Yetis even have regeneration. If I'm not mistaken.
What? Dogs can attack my eagle? Seriously?
They have flamethrowing.
Man,
Oh.
that's bullshit.
One of them has fire breath. He's gold medal. Or two of them are gold medal. I was waiting for that eagle for like 3 turns.
Well, I saw your dogs. I thought maybe I should step back, but then I thought like dogs cannot attack my dragon or my eagle.
Dogs
Oh.
can't fly.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still.
No, they
Okay,
have
mm.
flamethrowing. In Ziggurat they have call flames. The Hellhound.
Dark elves also have dogs for some reason.
Do they?
I mean, the AI player.
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't see any.
Near the level 4 town.
I see a horse rider. A spider. Oh. Oh. When the hell did the Dark Elves go all the way down there?
They probably had good relationship with Undead and they just bought some city probably.
Yeah, they did. I didn't even notice. It's storming into Black Cat's lands.
Survive.
I think they're gonna come after you that quickly.
Well, there's his leader too.
Yeah.
Moraf. Moraf is on foot.
He actually has some items, but those must have been items that Moraf picked up because the AI doesn't do that.
By the way, I will play for an hour until 2 a.m. Then I'll go sleep.
This game is ending today.
You
Don't
think?
know about that.
Not sure. You didn't even start fighting.
No? Maybe Black Cat's gonna make a beeline for all your leaders. Well, Amygdara's.
While your empire continues to grow.
I know where Iggy is, or his leader, I mean.
Yeah, I think he's going after me with his 2 demons.
I don't think 2 demons will kill you.
They won't.
It's just the border patrol, you know? They have to guard their interests. But there's plenty more where those came from. The AI just immediately moves all its stacks.
Oh no, the Yeti's attacked. Came to finish the job Eli started.
And if I had to venture a guess, I would say they won.
I killed 2 of them, but yeah, they won.
Yeah, that's an auto combat where you have
Yeah.
a bit of a ranged advantage. I think in tactical, maybe you'd kill 1. 0 if they're retreated in time.
Right.
So it's pretty interesting, I suppose.
All right, we do battle.
Questionable one.
Oh, attacker approaches, so a bit of a
Just
bit
had
of an
to
advantage.
cancel my enchantments last turn because somebody cast Power Leak.
Yeah, I wonder who that was.
I hate these people.
Someone else took your fire node.
Did you boost those musketeers? Musketeers.
They're a level 2 unit. They replaced the ballista.
Okay.
So they were much too shitty for level 3 in the original game.
Yeah, but they cost like a level 2 unit actually.
Yeah, just they were occupying a slot that was better with a different unit.
Yeah, indeed.
Run for the hills, Black Cat.
I'm gonna charge straight on.
Well, this is what I like to call the creeping warfare. Which is where your attacker moves everything into 12 hexes range and then just camps. So I'm rather confused as to why you have a Frost Witch. She also hates you very, very much.
Yeah, she does.
He is a human hero, so we might charm it. Yeah.
The only way, yeah.
I needed her to cross some rivers and everything. It's a lot easier than just giving all my units water walking.
Yeah, but that hero could have died trying to capture her.
Oh, it was Eli who attacked me,
Oh, he auto-combated it.
or it was an auto combat or something. Yeah.
Okay. A lucky pickup then, I guess.
Yeah, it was a nice little bonus.
Now remember, don't move your leader into the first unit you see.
Yeah.
I learned from last time.
Well, those ballistas are deadly, but they're a lot slower than a executioner, so I should be able to avoid them a little bit.
True.
Oh, I didn't save the game before fight. Hopefully nothing bad happens.
That's why you need to get the long-range spells. Kill the ballistas before they kill you.
The range on ballista again? 12 or 8?
Yep.
12 hexes.
12 hexes, right? Yeah. Well, here goes nothing.
Oh, I did not save. You should have announced that. But then again, Amygdala attacked.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it fully. So
Wow, you put vertigo on both my strong heroes. That was very lucky.
Normally what happens now is if Black Cat moves another unit, my game goes out of sync. Yeah, which it
we
did.
shall see.
I think, I'm not going to click on anything. I think Black Cat and Amygdala can keep playing. Because I'm hearing musketeer shots go off.
Ooh,
Is that correct? Are you guys still playing?
yes.
Okay, then
Playing,
I'm not
yeah.
clicking. I won't click on anything, but I can't see the battle anymore. I don't know what happened to Iggy, if he also has out of sync.
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Jesus, tripped.
It just seems to
defense from me.
disconnect
Horrible.
one player, I don't know why. It's really odd.
Damn, Amygdala. You are in a dangerous position.
I wonder what happens if I cast Sacred Wrath. Maybe Black Cat goes out of sync. Imagine. Oh, it's a bit of a shame you're fielding so many humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They took a good amount of damage from that.
Don't worry, it's my turn.
Yep.
My hands are so cold. It's probably vertigo.
Staring at an out of sync screen, so I don't know who's winning the fight.
Can I make a safe position now when it's safe? Should I?
You can't save the game.
I can or can't?
You can't. If you try to load into combat, it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, give me, you can. I think I'm streaming on the. No. You can watch.
I'm just wondering if Black Cat is
It is.
suiciding himself.
And it's not a Migdar, it's another guy.
You're some very lucky Earl Warlers. You shoot on wrong hero.
Now I hear the battle music twice. Can I mute the stream?
Mm-hmm. So you can mute your games so you heard battle sounds.
I muted the stream. No, it's just the music I hear twice, that's all. That's Black Cat proceeds to wreck his own army.
He's denying me experience.
Those musketeers weren't necessary anyway, right?
Well, he could have
I already
killed my
took a
other
shot
hero.
with him.
That was the last breath. Thank God. Go away. Now you're vertical too.
I can't forgive you if you lose this one, Black Cat.
That's fair.
Pretty much about luck.
Just for the love of God, don't have your hero walk up and die. Because I know how that went last time. I can tell you he's within striking distance of one javelin.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's blocked by cavalry by 96%, so it's
That's quite lucky, because I've seen the game give like very odd numbers on that.
Yeah, they don't
30,
seem to have
40.
like a surefire system, eh?
The cover system in this game is really odd. Yeah. Very confused as to how it works. Fucking Discord, how does this shit work?
wow, that was
Go forth, mighty titans.
He's blessed.
it was still like
He's
Seven-
blessed with the
seven-
light of
seven-
God.
it was 7
Cannot
versus 12.
strike him down.
It was 7
Well,
versus 12.
7 versus 12 is 90%?
Yeah, so you avoided by 10%.
Yeah, that's the light of God for you.
Did you cast High Prayer or not?
No, not yet.
Because High Prayer doubles their blessed. I checked last game, it actually stacks.
It does stack, eh?
But
Well,
it doesn't seem to activate until after one turn.
I've come to discuss this rule, the so-called unlisted rule. I still think that, like, if you're in a game and it's already running, you can't make up rules that aren't listed. I think that should be a rule that you should put in. No making additional rules while in a game. If it's not listed, it's not a rule.
Well, there's an
So
alternative.
put it in the rule book, because you can't say, well, Eniac has this as a rule in his game, so it qualifies in this game. That doesn't.
No,
wasn't
no.
listed,
We
it
banned
never
Sacred
qualified.
Wrath a long time ago.
Yeah, but this is Tremors. This is a different spell. It's a different purpose. You know, it's a different. And you know, I didn't. The thing is, when I first used it, I barely only one of my Yetis took damage. But when I used it the second time, all of them took damage.
I know.
But that's not fair to me, because Iggy crashed, you know. So I had to retreat, because I'm not gonna go in there with a bunch of 5 HP Yetis and lose the game to a bunch of tier 1s because I'm not allowed to retreat from a fight I've obviously lost. I'm the aggressor. I can retreat. Retreat it should always be an option. You shouldn't be forced to kill yourself.
Yeah, but your Yetis have regeneration. They'll heal on the next turn, and then Black
I
Cat's
need
lost
that's the
his
point
army.
of regeneration. And that's what healing spells is. You fuck up on a siege, you retreat, you heal back up, and you try again. Now, if the other person has a means to attack you, that is part of the strategy. You can't take away core parts of
Partially,
fundamental
yes.
parts of the gameplay. You can, but there's some things that are fundamental to the way the game operates, and you can't just strip it because maybe it's unfair. But that's the way that people develop the game. This is Age of Wonders. It's not Age of Wonders 2, Age of Wonders 3, Planetfall. You can't put the same rule books on like that. You know, these spells and these systems are meant so that you can do something like that. You're meant to be able to use Sacred Wrath, hit your enemy, and then retreat. Because it's not like I said, you don't have a limited spell. You know, you can only use it once or twice, and whether you use it in the battle, you don't have any spell points until the next day. And then your opponent can use his spells back at you.
No, but that's where the exploit comes into play, right?
What I want to know is
retreat.
why. Explain to me why it's an exploit. That's what I
Because
want to
you-
know. Because you can
Yeah,
say it's
because
an
you
exploit.
can listen. I'll explain.
Okay.
With both spells, right? They damage the entire screen. They damage both armies. For all intents and purposes, I think they're pretty much equal, except one of them damages walls, right? The other applies vertigo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What you can do with this spell is go into a battle, cast it until you almost kill yourself, right? Retreat,
Mhm.
heal yourself, maybe even run away from the city if you have movement points left. End
Yeah.
your turn. This is the important part.
Oh my god!
I think you
I
misclicked.
missed another 90% shot.
Then you end your turn, you heal back to full health, be it through spells, regeneration, whatever, and then you come back and you attack that exact same city
Bless
that
my
just
gods.
lost more than half of its guards. So you're
Yes.
cheesing the tactical battle because Black Cat in this case had no means of retaliation to your spell. Like,
That's not
none
my
at
fault.
all.
He should have had a means of retaliation. Why
So
is
it's
that
fine
my fault? Why is that an
fine if you
exploit?
cast
That's
it.
just a strategy. It's just
No,
that's
but
what
it's
you're
fine
supposed
in
to do.
combat. Casting it in combat's fine.
But I'm saying
Not-
you're saying that a tactic isn't. This isn't an exploit. This is just a tactic that you don't like and you don't find fair. You don't
Well,
find fair.
it
But
is-
that's
it
what
is-
it means.
only
You
one.
can't make rules just because you find them unfair. If this is the game, this is the game.
I do
You
think
know,
it's
I
exploit.
don't find half the shit you do fair, but I can't do anything about it. I don't find it fair that somehow you manage to win every single game we play,
Not an exploit.
and I don't know how. I don't know because you're the developer of the mod we're playing on. I don't find that fair at all. You know the maps, you design the maps, you design the mod, so you have this like extreme advantage. I don't find that fair, but that is the way it is because you are the mod
That is a
developer.
very, very bad analogy, but continue.
No, but it's the same concept in the sense
He's
that
right too,
it's
though.
unfair. It's unfair, but it's the way it is. And so you work around those things that aren't fair. Maybe build the map a certain way. Maybe, change some spells, make some edits, but you can't like expect players to just like give up and not do things to like
Well,
like
take
to
this
go-
battle, right? You see the stream, right? You're looking at it.
But I'm saying, like, well, hold on. So, like, you're telling me that there's something wrong with if I go in and I try to take out half a stack of my enemy, right? And I succeed. And then I retreat and I try to, build myself back up and hit them again after in their weakened state. That I'm not allowed to do that. That's just fundamentally, that's what you're saying. Fundamentally, is if I attack a stack,
Sure.
I can't retreat and come back after it's half
Oh,
the
no,
state.
you can, but not when you're casting global spells that refresh on the next turn, meaning you can cast them again. If you attack with a
Why?
stack, units,
Why can't
your
I do
units-
that? That's the way the
your
game was
units are
designed.
damaged, right? That's fine.
If I
Because
have
you have to
electric
retreat,
storm,
you
lightning
heal.
altar. I mean, I'm going to do the same concept. What's the difference between me doing it in that? Except the only difference is
Yeah.
is that I'm hurting myself. That's the only
That's why the
difference than
storm-
using an altar or
Why the
lightning or
storms
anything
can't
else.
be. No, that's why they can't be cast every turn. Because it's fucking toxic.
I mean, you increase this. I mean, then increase the price of the spell. That's what I mean. You can't take it out and make these types of rules. Increase the price of the spell so that can't happen. That's more viable. That way, I can't just retreat and reuse a spell. I should be able to, if I take too much damage in a battle and I'm on the offensive, no matter what spell you use, you should be able to retreat. There should be no reason you should be forced to play out a battle that you don't want to play. If you are on the aggressive side, no matter what, any situation, there should be no reason that I should have been forced to play that battle, is what I'm saying. But I should still be able to use those spells in the battle. I shouldn't be told that, oh, well, you can't use that spell in the battle, and if you use that spell, you can't leave the battle. That sounds ridiculous, fundamentally. Right? So
I'd say
basically,
right.
if I plan on retreating from a battle, I can't use this spell. I can't use Sacred Wrath. I can't use Tremors, because if I do that, then I'm forced to stay in the battle because of Chosen's rules.
No, but you're retreating a winning battle. You're not retreating a losing battle. That's the big difference.
Well, because I don't want to lose Yetis. I'm trying to be strategic. I only have one stack on the map, pretty much. So I'd like to keep the units I have by, exiting the battle, healing, and then trying to come back at them the next day. I wasn't even going to reuse the spell. I was going to just do a normal fight then the next turn. But I wanted to heal
against
my
like
crew.
3 units, of course. Then you're
Well, I
not
just
risk.
didn't want to lose a Yeti. It was a strategic, tactical decision. It wasn't. There's no exploit. There's no. I mean, it's a bunch of tier 1s. Even if it wasn't a tier 1, if it was his leader. Even if it was
Like
leader,
imagine
he
you
has a
tremored
way.
his leader
not
to
like
1
he's-
health.
Yeah, well, that's the point of the spell, isn't it?
No, I mean imagine you tremor the leader to 1 health, and the Black Cat can't heal himself for whatever reason, and then you come
Yeah.
back the next day and you tremor him again and he's dead.
Yeah, that's
That's
a
the shittiest
viable. That's the
gameplay.
point of the spell. But that's the spell. That's the point of the spell.
That's like the shittiest gameplay
And
I've
if you
ever
don't
heard.
like it, make it to where I can't cast the spell the next day.
I mean, if you want, I'll just change tremors to only wall damage and remove physical from it.
Then do the same thing with Sacred Wrath, because you can't have. The rules need to flow in the game. Flow well. And if they don't flow well, it can be frustrating, especially for new players that may join us. You don't want rules that feel like they're restricting gameplay and restricting tactics, because that's just frustrating. I'm sure Amikdara knows how frustrating that can be.
Like
I
Dara
like-
agreed, so
Well, I played with a lot of rules in Plasma, and I play with like less of rules here. So like basically I accustomed to any environment and like take my advantage of current climate.
imagine we wrote an entire rule book like Age of Wonders Planetfall does.
Exactly,
That would
but
be
you understand, because look at Planetfall. Some of those rules.
No, I mean that would be bad. I don't want
Yeah,
to write a
yeah.
rule book.
Yeah, no, I know, and that's what I mean is, try to find a way, like you said, make it maybe not do damage to players, but don't put a spell in the game that basically prevents players from being able to retreat, or tactically retreat.
My
and heal
god,
themselves.
I'm so unlucky. Why?
So, any way you can do that is the thing, because there should, like I said, there should never be any spells that would prevent you from taking actions, or like imagine like you cast a spell, but if you cast that spell, you're not allowed to move your leader, because that's an exploit. It doesn't.
Impossible.
Like, it just sounds silly. That's
Well, if I take the physical damage out of the spell, I think I can do that.
what about
Then I
Sacred
don't
Wrath,
know.
though?
Then I don't know if it will be worth casting anymore.
Exactly.
Sacred Wrath is weaker. It's 5/5.
Yeah.
But look, like what I was going to say, Black Cat has an army on the map right now with Hyman and humans, right?
Mhm.
He sacrificed his human units because his Hyman units are immune or have protection to Holy. That's a perfectly viable strategy, but he's also not running away. He killed his own units. Like, I'm fine with that. Even better, if you retreat the fight, your units have vertigo on them, on the strategic map.
Yeah,
So
You
very
don't lose
unlucky.
vertigo.
I just
I wonder if I died this turn.
So Sacred Wrath for me is different.
well, either way, make sure you put the shit in the pin.
Yeah, I just
Uh,
don't want to make this gigantic rule book.
Yeah, but if you're gonna enforce rules, then people need to understand what it is. And I know you don't want to write the rule book. Then, if you don't
Well,
want to
these
write
are
the rule book,
the-
then stop putting so many rules
these are
on
the
the game.
exceptions, right? These are the something happened in the
That's
game
a
and
pretty big rule. That's a pretty big rule right there. That's a very
can
that's
add it
like one of the
moving
most powerful.
forward.
The tremor
Yeah.
spell. That should have been. If that was a problem, that should have been listed, because that annihilated his forces.
I think you actually are probably the first unit to, or first player to use tremors in like who knows how long.
Yeah, I mean that was my plan, is just to go in there, use tremors, and leave. And then I may not have even attacked it a second time. But I should be able to do that. I should be able to
If
go
this
into
works,
a
by the way.
tactical, pull some bullshit, and fucking leave. I shouldn't be forced to play a certain specific strategy. Just because it's
Yeah.
convenient for other players. I think that as long as I'm not wasting people's time, like, with pointless tacticals, that I should be able to play as stupid and dirty as I want to, as long as I'm not breaking the listed rules.
I'm a bit saddened by this, Black Cat,
Why is that?
because your Titan could have killed her leader 100% last turn.
I'm
You think
sorry,
so?
better kill. Need to win
I'm
this.
pretty sure the Titan could have killed it.
Yeah, it was definitely
Ah.
me too.
I gave you a lot of resources throughout this game.
You gave up and didn't leave me nothing. You just left.
Well, because I got fucked. Because
I
the second time,
unlucky. Like my every other 90% ballista shot missed while he hit 2 hurl boulders.
I don't know how much damage the Titan did if he does more than 11.
I just know that I was pretty much told that, like it was just the fact that my Yetis took no damage the first time I used it, and the second time they nearly all died, and then I was expected to just play that out and lose my entire army. And
We didn't do the fight twice. I don't think
yeah,
so.
we did, because he crashed, and when I first used it, the first battle, my Yetis took nearly no damage both times, and then the second time they all were almost dead. So if I would have played out the battle, I could have lost pretty much almost half my army. And I was like, no, fuck that. I'm not gonna fucking fight this fight.
Yeah.
See?
There you go.
That's why I said to send the if you
Well, that Titan's gold medaled, enchanted weapon, and all that good stuff. so-
yeah. I was just thinking, let's say he missed a hit, right? Then the other Titan could have helped soften up
He
the leader.
didn't miss
I
a single
actually,
hit.
I think I know what you were saying, but she still had like the human wizard, and because where he was placed, he blocked my line.
Oh no, not him. The Titan that you sent to kill the ballista that then died after.
Oh, okay, yeah, I definitely could have hit her with that, but I figured if I missed and she still had all those ballistas, I was screwed, right? So
True.
I just wanted to make sure. It was risky either way, I think, but
Okay, someone else stream who is like small
Anyway,
monitor.
you need to save the game right now so that we can reload, because I can't do shit.
okay, true.
I mean, I couldn't play much longer anyway. So I mean, it wasn't like I just gave up just to give up. I just was.
Okay, I
can't-
saved.
I
So
gotta-
do you want me to host now, or
I just have
sure.
to go do shit, and I don't have time to play any longer. That's kind of why I surrendered.
I mean, I could
yeah,
even
no worries.
make.
I honestly like if you wanted to play it out, you could have, but
I just gotta get my homework done today and shit, and I'm not getting anywhere. And I'm tired as fuck.
yeah, get away from Age of Wonders, man. If you got homework to do.
Yeah, it's, like this part of my frustration. I'm literally trying to do homework as I'm trying to play this game, and my just